Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed,
What?
and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is
Episode 20. Here we are. Welcome into another episode, another great lineup coming to you with BG and myself of Global Sports Entertainment 3. This is the Rewind. Here we are, another week, another opportunity to get better. And, folks, I'm just not sure how tonight's going to go. NBA playoffs, WNBA, Bryant's hot take. He's been on fire the last 3 weeks. We've been getting a lot of great feedback from it. Right now, he has the number one topic on our Facebook group, Global Sports Entertainment 3 right now, which he will get into later on tonight's episode. But just want to do some house cleaning as we always do. I want to give a special thank you to everyone who has been a part of this GSE3 ride, as well as the Rewind, supporting us from a distance, as well as up close and personal, from the love to the messages. We do this thing every week. It's a grind. Our producer, Chris, does his thing with 1990 Studios, and we can't stop now. So if you haven't, we need all the help we can get. Summer's here officially next week in the East Coast. It's currently this weather sucks, but next week we starting to turn the curve a little bit. But if you haven't, please tell a friend to tell her friend to tell his friend to tell her friend to her ex-girlfriend to his ex-boyfriend to his husband to his wife to his sister, his niece, his grandson, his granddaughter. Like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSC3. As well as follow us on all of our platforms at the Rewind_GSC3. Man, can't wait for tonight's episode. Let's get into it. My co-host, BG, Brian Garvin, Temple alum, Chicago's finest, 400 career wins in his co-ed coaching career, football and basketball. He's done it both. And he is also in the North Hall of Fame. And he's also going to probably be a pain in my ass tonight. But, Bryant, welcome in episode 20. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I was wondering what was taking you so goddamn long.
House cleaning.
Okay. Let's get this shit rock and rolling. That conversation earlier had me a little fired up here. You know what I mean? So I don't want to
lose your momentum.
Lose my momentum. It carried me the entire day, even though I was busy. I had to chime in, and I kind of spoke about one thing that I got wrong. And but I'm accountable. I'm accountable for what I say, and I corrected it because I was driving while I was reading, and I know I shouldn't be doing that while I'm driving. But
that's a no.
I pulled over, and I looked at it, and it kind of got me fired up. But I misread it. But it is what it is, and I still stand by what I mean.
Okay, we're going to get into it tonight, man. I know, shout out to everyone who celebrated. I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend this past weekend. Everyone Monday we had off, which was a holiday. How was your Memorial Day weekend, brother? Because I know mine was it was pretty good.
I chilled. I worked. Okay. I'm on my hustle and grind. Stock market and all that other stuff, preparation. It's what I do. So it's I had a good and enjoyable weekend. It was entertaining. I basically stayed home and I worked and cut grass and did grown man shit. So
fun fact, rule of thumb, in all of my years of knowing Bryant and being at his house 100 fucking times, he doesn't allow anyone to touch his lawnmower.
Oh, you damn right.
He will probably be 80 years old, still cutting grass. I don't understand.
No,
I don't understand. I try to help him. He don't want to get help. I don't know.
I'm not cutting nobody grass at 80. So I'm not doing that shit. No. You are not getting on my riding lawnmower.
Why not?
Did you see how you drove that damn motorcycle?
Like a normal human being.
No, yeah, you were speeding. And if the dude was across the street, he would have saw you driving like a damn maniac. He even told you, slow down.
I wouldn't even drive fast. First off, I wouldn't even drive fast. Second, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you look like freaking evil Knievel.
Well, I'm Nicolas Cage. I'm the Ghost Rider on that motherfucker. Kickstarted the Dead Man, Undertaker. Shout out to Undertaker. He inspired me. But me and Jayla should have came over this weekend. We picked the wrong damn weekend. We should have came over this past weekend, barbecue, throw some stuff on the grill. But it was good, man. It was a really good weekend. No complaints. We're good to break bread with some family. And
Jayla's got a little hot take of her own. I'm not going to mention what she's going through at this present moment. But
what's that?
I can't say she would absolutely kill me if I say what she's going through right now. But I've been dealing with her for the past 2 hours on this, and I could do nothing but start laughing, man. It is hilarious. So you got to give her a call to find out yourself. But she is going through it.
So I will call after the show.
Yeah,
I will call after the show.
She's going through it.
Should I call her live now? Should I dial in?
Do not. For the sake of God.
Hello, Jayla. Hello, Jayla.
Do not call her right now. Do not call her right now.
Man. Hey, look. Let's have some fun tonight, man. Let's get into it. NBA playoffs. We are here. We are down to 4. As I said before, look at the live bracket currently with both the Eastern Conference Final and Western Conference. Both teams are in cruise control, safe to say, being up 3-1 with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's playing right now against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The score is 36-14 in the second quarter. We'll get into that a little bit. But we have the Knicks and Pacers yesterday, Bryant. 130-121 was your final on TNT. The Knicks had an opportunity to win yesterday's game. Let's just call it for what it is. They had an opportunity. But just some numbers and quick breakdown. Shout out to superstar who's playing like a superstar, Tyrese Halliburton, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists, 11-23 from the field, 5-12 from 3. He had 4 steals, including a key steal late in that fourth quarter against Jalen Brunson. That's MVP performance. That's playoff basketball. That's what a star player caliber. If you're the leader of the team, that's the performance you need to play for. Pascal Siakam contributed in his own way with 30 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 11-21 from the field, 3 or 4 from 3. Dominated down low, shooting 75%. Naismith, another shooter for Indiana who's been key in this series, 16 points, 5-9 from 3, was 2 of 6 from 3 as well from the field. Miles Turner contributed with 13 and 3 himself. But, Bryant, this has been the story for this New York Knicks team, and that's been depth not going to the bench, lack of bench production. And, of course, when we look at the Knicks, just another game where Tibbs is playing his guys 38 minutes a night with his starting 5. No show from Josh Hart, 12 points. He did contribute on rebounds with 11. Mikal Bridges has 17. Jalen Brunson had 31, 9-19 from the field, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Mitchell Robinson, 6. Anunoby with 22. And Karl-Anthony Towns with 24. Bryant, the Knicks are now down 3-1. Going back to New York in a must-win game if they want this Eastern Conference Finals to extend going into Game 6 in Indiana. But what was your takeaway from Game 4's win with Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton having a triple-double over the New York Knicks?
Well, let's go back a game before that.
Okay, Game 3.
You're right, when the Knicks won. So the Knicks won as soon as Brunson went to the bench and fouled out. Brunson holds the ball too long, but we already know this. That's the politics of NBA basketball. He's got to have the ball in his hand, but he holds it for 17 seconds out of the 24 on the shot clock. And I've talked to a couple of guys on Facebook about this, and he's basically kind of freezing out his team because he's making decisions too late. It's not like college basketball. You know, even in college, he won 2 natties by passing the ball and not scoring. So if they ever figure this out, down 3-1, he was on the bench when they won, and he had and he was forced to play the bench players, and you pulled out a win. You would think that he would sit there and say, maybe we can possibly win 2 out of the next 3 games and force a Game 7 if I play more of the bench and limit his scoring. so we make everybody else better. I personally think it's a Cat versus Brunson show. I think they're fighting each other on this, and I could be wrong.
You are.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be right too. We don't know.
You could.
So at the end of the day, Brunson needs to pass the ball. He needs to get the ball to Cat. It really does. But the Knicks don't use their bench and they don't use the other bigs, and they're getting destroyed. Saka is kicking their ass.
Siakam is 30 points in game 3.
Right. I call him Saka. He's kicking their ass. And I said it before the series started. I said that Indiana was going to go take them to 7. I thought it was going to go to game 7. But because they're so big, they're destroying them. Brunson can only shoot so many shots and make them. What is the shooting percentage, like 35, 40?
In terms of what? The series?
Yeah, it's the series. He's not helping his team. He's just really not. Even though he's scoring 31 points, all right, great. And this is what I talk about people with points. Points don't mean shit when you lose. It just don't mean a goddamn thing. So at the end of the day, make your team better. And he's capable of doing that. He can make his team better. He's done it twice and won 2 back-to-back natties. He had DiFrancesco on his team. And DiFrancesco blew up.
Well, fast forward, they traded DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns in that trade. And safe to say, you want to ask Knicks fans, do you miss Dante yet? Because this series alone, DiVincenzo helps his Knicks team in so many ways, and that's him coming off the bench.
Correct.
What he can give you offensively, as well as with him being an underrated defender on the defensive end. And you can play him 25, 30 minutes a night because the production he's bringing off the bench. So
no question. And he did the same thing at Villanova.
Correct.
See, so you took that part of that nucleus, you replaced it with Cat, but yet you got Bridges, but Bridges is not bringing that same productivity with DiFrancesco. It's just the Knicks are just off balance right now. They just can't. They're facing a big, tall team, a team that's
a better team.
It's a better team, athletically gifted team. They're 6'7" across the board. And my hat goes off to Brunson to be able to put up those numbers against a 6'7". But still, you're doing it because you got the ball in your hands 17 damn seconds per set. It's just like, dude, what are you doing? And then you foul out of a basketball game, which is damn near impossible in the NBA. You get 6 fouls. I mean, you're too small, you're too slow, but you're athletically gifted to be able to get it off because defense, they don't play that hard. But you're in a series where you're stuck behind 3-1. Figure it out or you're going home.
Yeah, I think Brian, that's a good point to make because when we look at Indiana, Rick Carlisle is by far outcoaching Tibbs in this series alone. He's shown that throughout the series on the what a bench is supposed to do in the playoffs, right? And then we look at the Knicks where, I look at a player like Cameron Payne, the guard who has had a really solid career, I should say. But yet he didn't play in the series at all against Boston, but then you insert him in this series against Indiana. Well, how much do you expect to see out of him? Mm-hmm. Has he been sitting on the bench for an entire series? And then you want to put him in now, it's a little bit too far too late.
Right.
And having a guy like PJ Tucker, who's an NBA vet, who brings a lot of energy off the bench. Yes, his age is up there, but a player like that, you want to have out there in a game like this because not also does PJ Tucker bring defense to give Halliburton some hell or give Siakam some hell because you can put him at the 3, you can put him at the stretch 4. He can give you some production offensively minimum, especially with his 3-point corner shooting. But having a guy like that, a vet out there like that, I think is really was hurt, as has been a part of the formula that has hurt the New York Knicks in this series. And, all the blame has got to be on Tibbs because all year I've said it at the All-Star break. I said, look, this starting 5 leagues a league in NBA minutes, starting 5 minutes, fast forward. He wasn't using his bench the second half of the season, very rare. And now we're in a situation where you're being exposed as a coach now because you don't use your bench. And then if you do, you're not getting anything out of it because the rhythm. Where's the rhythm? They don't have any because why? They haven't been playing in the fucking playoffs. Mm-hmm. And then you fast forward, Rick Carlisle said, you know what? I know exactly how to get this guy. There's no, of course, you have no, now it forces your hand, right? If you're a coach, if you're Tibbs, it forces your hand because now you have no choice but to play Mikal Bridges 40 minutes. So you have no choice but to play Josh Hart 37 minutes. And you can't guard Tyrese Halliburton, 40 minutes straight without him getting his. And then you look at Siakam, they haven't had an answer for him, rather than Mitchell Robinson, rather than Karl-Anthony Towns. They haven't had no answer for that either. So for the Knicks, it's like, look, you're down 3-1. I'm not going to say the series is over yet. I do believe they can win game 5 at home in front of that Garden crowd. I'm not sure, but Bryant, Knicks are down 3-1 heading back to New York, as I just touched on. From what you've seen so far with what is getting ready to come with game 5 on the way, can the Knicks win game 5 to keep this series alive, to go back to Indiana in game 6?
If Brunson is holding the ball, absolutely not. They're going home. They'd already beat him twice on their floor. This is a healthy team. My personal opinion that the Knicks are lucky to be here because of the previous 2 teams that had some injuries, some banged up situations. Something happened here and there. Now you're facing a healthy team, and you're getting your ass kicked. So, and it's not to the fault of the players. It's the fault of Tibbs because he's just not. He's not a good game. Right, and the staff. But it's more so a Tibbs because he's not a good game manager. It's just not. It's just what it is, and I can't say I don't think he'll be there because when you replace a guy like that, then you go wind up getting someone shitty. The Bulls did it. The Bulls got rid of Tibbs, and they've been shit since.
There's one guy, the Knicks. If I'm the Knicks, Leon Rose in that front office. Once Tibbs is gone, and I'm never rooting for a guy to get fired, but of course that's just what it is. Mike Malone's the guy you want to go get. Unless there's some other NBA fires after this season that we don't know about, he's by far the best coaching candidate available right now for any organization that needs a head coach. He brings in championship experience, a championship pedigree, and he's shown what it takes to put a roster together. But better yet, Michael Malone knows what it takes to put a good bench together also, because he had a damn good bench in Denver when they won the championship in 2023, because when you had guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and you had just a nucleus of what they were able to put around in the Western Conference, man, no telling what he could do in the East. And I don't want to jump to conclusions, but Tibbs he's always been that guy to just take a roster and just run it into the ground. I mean, you say he's the reason why Derrick Rose got injured.
Yeah, he is.
And Chicago back then was one of the best teams in the East that was giving Miami hell and could have beaten Miami in those series, because Boston, for the Chicago, you had to either face Atlanta with Jeff Teague, Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Joe Johnson, or you had to go against the Boston Celtics with the big 3 with KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, Doc Rivers' coach, or you had to go against Miami. That was it in the playoffs. That was the road to the finals in the East. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what the Knicks will do in game 5. I look forward to seeing how they come out. There's not many adjustments you can make if you're the Knicks because you don't use your bench. So offensively, if I'm Indiana, I already know what Cat's doing. I already know what Brunson's doing. Now, the officials, who knows what kind of game they're going to call, because, we've seen, Jalen Brunson get to the free throw line 12, 13, 14 times in this series. And this is a do-or-die game. Knicks lose on their home court. That's pretty terrible, but Indiana's won in New York. And, I look forward to it. That game will be tomorrow at 8:30 on TNT. But I do want to give a special note for people out there that may not know. Tomorrow's broadcast, or telecast, I should say, on NBA on TNT, as well as the TNT coverage for tomorrow's game 5, will be the last game that TNT does do. Of course, with all the new media deals coming out, Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny are moving to ESPN. And Ernie is a loyalist. He's staying with Turner. So tomorrow you'll have Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan on the call. And this will be the last broadcast for TNT before they ride off into the sunset and everybody kind of goes their own separate ways. But I'm happy that TNT production crew is staying together. I can't imagine what that Fry has been like, despite all the news from the media. But no better way to go out if you're a listener or a fan of Kevin Harlan or Reggie Miller, the duo together. I know people saying Reggie Miller is being biased in the broadcast because clearly he's a former Pacer, but Those two will get to ride it out one more time tomorrow night, and I look forward to that. Bryant, anything you want to say about the crew, inside the NBA crew, Shaq, Kenny, Charles, Ernie, just a job Ernie does as a host over 38 years with Turner, does a damn thing. I mean, that show is one of a kind. I just don't understand how you break that up, but the media market, the Amazon and NBC, new kids back in town, they want some of the piece of the pie, and I'm unfortunate to see this TNT crew break up. Your thoughts?
Hey, Ernie, we are available if you need some characters, some conversation. Things are changing, baby. Hey, we got to come along too. Hey, we look for jobs. I'm retired, but I can go for another 5 or 6 years doing this stuff. And my partner right here, he's young. He could be there for the next 50, 60 years.
Absolutely.
So I won't be around to see it. Yeah, I would be 110. That'd be great.
I tell you one thing, your big ass try to run to the board if you want to. I may dump your ass into a Christmas tree.
Yeah, look, I got that damn Shaq attitude. You ain't fucking around with me.
Oh, shit, man. Minnesota, OKC. This series, Bryant, we both thought would go the distance. I rooted for OKC in 6. You were advocate for this series to go 6, if not 7. But yet here we are right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves are down 3-1, currently losing right now 55-27, 2:53 in this second quarter. Bryant, I was really disappointed with Anthony Edwards' performance in Game 4. I knew coming in that the consistency from his teammates would be the main factor, because Oklahoma City is the best team in the NBA, and they also have one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the NBA. And they have a lot of pieces on this Oklahoma City squad that have given the Minnesota Timberwolves hell. I questioned Julius Randle capabilities in this series. I've questioned Jaden McDaniels' capabilities in this series, Rudy Gobert and others. And yet the lack of consistency has shown. But Game 4, Anthony Edwards only finishing with 18 points. As a leader of this team, as a superstar of this team, you must contribute in more ways than ever. I did expect him to be a little bit more aggressive than what he was in Game 4. But there's only so much you can do. In Oklahoma City, defensively, the schemes that they're putting out to give Anthony Edwards different looks, switches, and just forcing him to play a game that he's probably hasn't been able to really play for this long period of time, because he's been really dominant in the NBA. But, Brian, how disappointed were you with Anthony Edwards' performance in Game 4? And what do you look forward to seeing from him tonight in a must-win game for the Minnesota Timberwolves to advance another game to hopefully keep this Western Conference Series chances alive?
Anthony Edwards, and comparing him to Michael Jordan, he's not him. It is not. He's not. They were comparing him to Michael Jordan. I mean,
Young Mike was losing early in his career too in the playoffs.
But he wasn't scoring 18 points. He, even though this league is different now, it's not the same as it was before. The ground them, pound them type. This is just.
I'm sorry, he had 16 points.
What's that? Yeah, 16.
16,
oh, well,
16
okay. Yeah, 16, 18.
5 and 13 from the field.
Yeah,
you can't take 13 shots, man.
Yeah,
best player on the team. You can't do that.
Right. You got to take over the game. So, and they're getting their ass kicked right now.
Yes.
And obviously he needs help. So, he needs help like Jordan need help. I'm going to give Anthony time. Right now, I can't put him in a Jordan category. He has a hell of a talent. You can't stop one thing to force him to do something else. He's going to find a way. But at this point in time, this is his second time in the playoffs, I want to say.
He was right back. He was in the same place he was last year when he lost.
Right. So, being in the same spot twice back to back, different team, it's just that he needs help. That team, I'm shocked that they've gotten this far. I knew they was going to get past the Lakers. That was just a no-brainer. But to get to this point here, I'm shocked they've gotten this far. And, my hat goes off to him with the players that he has. I didn't think they were going to be capable of doing what they're doing right now. But Oklahoma City is just that freaking good defensively, man. I would take 20 guys like them and just dominate everybody. They're going to be in this final. If they stay together, and they don't leave for more money and all this other stuff or get pay raises from the front office. If this team stay together, man, I don't see anybody beating them for another 2 or 3 years. I just don't. This team is phenomenal. It's like, to have 55 points, you've beaten the team almost by 30 in a damn NBA. That's insane.
They're up 30 right now. 57-27. Not even halftime.
That's insanity.
But that just goes to show how well-rounded this Oklahoma City team is, because there's no team in the NBA that is that much solid in terms of foundation. And you have to remember, this is the same core guys that have been going through the struggles the last 3-4 years, getting eliminated from the playoffs, sticking together, and they've only added a few pieces, 1 or 2, 3 pieces in the last 3 years. And you keep that core together, they only get better as the year goes on. And right now, the rewards are reaping. I mean, SGA has been averaging 30 points the last 3 years. He's well-deserved to win the MVP this year. But Chet Holmgren has been the answer for me, not also in the season, but the playoffs in particular, because Chet is a very underrated player that doesn't get enough credit for the work that he puts in on a day in and night out basis for the Oklahoma City Thunder team. I mean, he's just he had his season-ending injury, not even too much into his rookie campaign. Yet year 2, he said, you know what, I'm going to be one of the best guys, not else in the league, but for this team. And he's shown up. I mean, he's averaged over 15 points this series. He's getting double-doubles like there's no tomorrow. And that's a caliber big that can stretch the floor. He has a back-to-the-basket game. He gets offensive rebounds. He can run the floor. He blocks shots. He's just athletic and is young. This Oklahoma City team is young. It's hard to beat a team like this when they've been together for the last few years. And that is the DNA to success. And I think a lot of teams in the NBA kind of go away from that because they want to get names in free agency. And let's not forget, Oklahoma City still has a shitload of first-round draft picks for years to come. So Sam Presti, hats off to you as a man in charge. And everybody was like, well, they traded Kevin Durant. They got rid of Westbrook. Harden's gone. They were shit for a few years, but then they started to slowly come back. And they brought in CP3. They brought in Carmelo. They've had names. Paul George. I mean, this organization has been through so much these last 5 years. But to see them right now, 1 win away, when they win tonight, because there's no shot Minnesota's coming back down 30. They'll be in the NBA Finals for the first time since the Big Three was there, which is phenomenal. It's
the good old saying that I have: you can't win with old rusty bones. You need new bones in there, and the Lakers found that out when they got LeBron in there. So LeBron hasn't done anything since the bubble. They haven't. The bubble, they played 30 games and they won a championship. Woohoo! It's just what it is. He hasn't done shit since. So these young, fresh legs in there doing their thing, and they're going to be in there for a long time.
They are. They're young, man. They're young. Holmgren, Williams, Dort, Russo, Wallace. I mean, phenomenal. they just have and they have veteranship also within the front office as well as on their coaching staff. So it's like it's just a perfect organization blend. And they keep, I know Oklahoma City is a small market, but they keep that shit tight and they gel. And when you watch them play defensively, I mean, their assignments is they don't miss. They don't miss. And they've given Anthony Edwards hell all series. Mm-hmm. And right now, shit, they're up 59-30. I'm sorry, 61-32. Not even halftime yet. And Anthony Edwards has got 9 points, 3 of 10 from the field. Minnesota, they're struggling. And you know what? One thing I will say about Oklahoma City, this is how dangerous they are with the NBA Finals approaching. They lost Game 3 on the road. Anthony Edwards had a breakout performance, a performance that we're all waiting for. And Oklahoma City said, you know what? SGA had a bad game. He only got to the free throw line like 4 or 5 times. He averages getting to the line 10, 11, 12 times. Same thing that Kobe was doing back in his run in the playoffs, getting to the line, being aggressive. And Oklahoma City said, you know what? We got something for these mother effers. They came out, punched him right in the mouth again, and they're knocking at the door, man. But Bryant, it's safe to say my next question, who's going fishing first? Is it going to be the New York Knicks or is it going to be Oklahoma or the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hey, look,
Minnesota and the Knicks should have a little sideline game for second place. They should go play each other in consolation prize. They're done. It's just what it is. And let's get this Indiana game versus OKC, what we've been talking about. Let's just get it done. Let's get it going. Let's get it on. It's time, and let's move along. You know what I mean? And New York can be pissed off and mad. They didn't celebrate it already, so
they sure did. They sure did, man.
They celebrated.
You would have thought they wanted finals against Boston.
Yeah, they just happy to be there. And I'm rocking with them.
I get it.
Hey man, do what you gotta do. One step closer, but it's just no cigar. You need more talent. You may have talent on the bench. We don't even know because you don't play them. But
Bryant, that's about it. That's the only guy I see out there that's playing. But he only plays them 14, 15 minutes. I mean, I think McBride coming off the bench, you got to give him more minutes. But it's too late to talk about what ifs. Tibbs has had 4 games to look at the tape, make some adjustments, get with his staff, and try to come up with some creative ways to stop this Indiana team. But Rick Carlisle just been it. And then he comes out with after the previous game last night and says defense and turnovers probably hurt us most. Or probably hurt us. Sorry, it's more than defense and your turnovers that hurt you. I can name a whole bunch right now, but Tibbs is.
What hurt him is the damn horn. You don't use it. The subs. Forget the subs. Hold the fucking horn for the subs. I mean, damn.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, it's Knicks fans they're really interesting, and I don't want to get too much deep personal with them because they should celebrate this. It's the first time they're in the Eastern Conference Final in 25 years, and the last Eastern Conference Final they were in, they lost to the damn Pacers. So history somehow finds to repeat itself once again. And the Garden Killer is not even on the court for the Knicks for the Pacers and Reggie Miller. And they still can't figure it out. But Tyrese Halliburton, man, that guy's just he's had a great series. He's just been the leader that any team that your superstar is on, that's how you should play. To come out last game and to dominate with and to get a triple-double at home, man, that's just MVP performance. And to bring that back on the road to the Garden, I mean, shit, the Knicks may need Carmelo, J.R. Smith, Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Pat Riley. They may need Doc Rivers, Jamal Crawford, Steve Novak. They may need Rasheed Wall. They may need everybody to come out to get on the court to beat this Pacers team because the end is near, as they say. The end is near. So
if the Knicks win tomorrow, then they definitely going to lose the next one. So
Game 6 in Indiana.
It's going to be done.
It's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's a wrap, folks. It's a wrap. Well, New York Knicks fans, enjoy while you can. Hang on a little while longer. And Timberwolves fans, this has been not a disappointing year because you were right back where you were last year, and you got there with less. So that just goes to tell you, where your organization needs to turn to. But man, I bet Minnesota wish they had Karl Anthony Towns right now, and I bet the Knicks wish they had Dante DiVincenzo right now. So should just re-swap them and put them back where their teams they were on last year, and we'll shall see. But switching gears to WNBA, man, 5 games to the 2025 WNBA season. I'm sorry. The Minnesota Lynx, of course, with the best record so far in the WNBA at 5-0. Nafisa Collier, who's leading the league in scoring, averaging only 26 a game. That's my pick for the MVP this year. I said that before the season even started. Nafisa Collier is her last game for the Lynx, 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. She's been averaging 25 each game. She's been scoring 30 at will within these first 5 games. Minnesota is a dangerous team in the WNBA, and I expect them to be in the WNBA Finals. Caitlyn Clark leads the league in assists, averaging over 9. Angel Reese leads the league in rebounds, averaging over 14. And yesterday, she became the fastest WNBA player to reach 500 points and 500 rebounds, and she only is in year 2 for the Chicago Sky. Bryant, what have been your thoughts so far on the start of the WNBA season, and what teams or players you've been excited to watch or look forward to watching?
Don't what? Look,
don't
man.
Do it.
Look. You know that I've been talking about Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers to me is just like a well-rounded player. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Her skill set is better than Caitlyn Clark's. Just that simple.
I'm gonna respectfully go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
You can respectfully disagree.
Go ahead. You
can respectfully disagree.
I'm gonna get ready to grind your ass in the dog.
Well, you can grind anything you want to grind. And I can't say what the hell I want to say, but I'm saying it anyway. Yes, I think Paige Bueckers is better than Caitlyn Clark. It's just what it is. Yeah, can Caitlyn Clark shoot better than her? Yeah, no question. But all around game, Paige Bueckers is better. Period. Nafisa, outstanding basketball player, beast. Caitlyn Clark, and I put this analogy in there. She's a player that you have to guard 94 feet. You have to guard her 94 feet. She can shoot. There's no question. Probably one of the best girls shooters I've seen in a minute. But what else can she do? If she right now, think about it. And I'm trying to get you guys to understand this. Okay? Her passing capability of averaging 9 assists per game. She's capable of doing that because the game is stretched so far for her. It's wide open. It has to be. You have to play. America. You have to play up. I've never seen anything like it. She creates havoc for defenses because you got to play heavy pressure on her. Everyone, all the players defensively got to play in the gap. They have to. They got to take 2 or 3 steps that you normally wouldn't do in a regular basketball game. It's just what it is because she's a great scorer. But you take away that scoring ability to shoot from damn near half court, then what? Instead of 94 feet, you're playing what? You're playing what?
Go ahead, man.
40 feet. You're playing 40 feet in. 40 feet in. That's it. Can she create on her own? No. She doesn't have that wiggle to it. She does. Dude, she plays. Brian, she plays like this. You see my pen? You see my pen? You see my pen? That's how she plays basketball. Like this.
This is where I cut you off. First,
you can cut me off all you want. She cannot bend her knees. She's like this. She can't bend down. She sit there every time someone sit there and bumps her. She want to cry and bitch about a foul. How about back dribbling and going across and use your hezzy? Something, but she can't. She can't do it. She can go by somebody maybe because the help is not there. It's spread it so far apart. Just what it is. And you can sit there and stay quiet all you want. I know what I would.
I'm waiting to finish your take.
I know what I would do to her defensively that she would never get that off. I'm not going to say it, but I know what I would do. How many players have I ever stopped from scoring over the years? How many? They're just like her.
Do I have the floor now, or are you still going?
Oh, yeah. You can have the floor. How many have I stopped, though? Answer that question. How many have I stopped?
Plenty.
All right.
Plenty. Now, 2 things. First, how many games have you watched this year of Indiana Fever and Caitlyn Clark?
About 2.
I don't mean highlights. I mean from start to finish.
About 2.
Okay. That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
And I'm basing this off of last year, too, and to this year, for 2.
Second. First off, to even put a comparison of Paige Bueckers and Caitlyn Clark in the same sentence is atrocious, right? We're talking about Caitlyn Clark, who's been a trendsetter, franchise player for the Indiana Fever, who has done more for the WNBA. I'm thinking a bigger picture for the league itself, being in year 2 than any previous WNBA player has done in the last 10. Why?
I'm not saying that.
Why?
I'm not saying that she's not.
No. There's no comparison. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, what Caitlyn Clark has done for the game, she's opened so many doors for other players. That's one. 2, WNBA viewership is up because of who? Caitlyn Clark. It's not because of Angel Reese. It's not because of Aja Wilson. Yet those players play a part. It's up because of her. Second, players are now able to fly better than what they used to fly because of who? Caitlyn Clark. Bottom line is this, right? First off, okay, Caitlyn Clark contributes to that. You fail to remember that. There's no reason.
If the media don't hype her up, we wouldn't even be sitting here talking.
It's not a hype. It's not a hype. It's not a hype. She's transcending the Indiana market as well.
You have not yet talked and said anything about her skill set. Nothing. You talking about
first off, her skill set. She averages over 20 points a game.
That's not a skill set.
Have you seen her play? Have
Yes.
you seen her get to the basket? Have you seen her get downhill in her mid-range? Do you see the range she shoots from 3? Do you see what she does offensively a night?
Per game. Averaging 20 points. Look at this here.
Come on,
Watch this one. Come
on, man. So
I can lay the ball up 20 times or 10 times per game. Layups. Do that means I have a skill set?
She's crafty. She has great ball handling skills. She's good off going downhill off the screen. I mean, if you look at the game against Atlanta Dream when she scored 27 points and how effective those 27 points were, I can't talk to you because you've only watched 2 games. And in those 2 games, I don't know what your analysis was. But to sit here and say for Paige Bueckers to only be in year 1, and then you took a game where she had the best scoring game of her young NBA career in year 1, scoring 21 points. But yet your fucking post today is she's 1,000 times better than Caitlyn. Where?
Look.
Where?
See, that's why you are another fan. You're another fan. It's got somebody. Fans.
I'm not disrespecting Paige. I think when we talk about Paige Bueckers, she's had one of the most tremendous NCAA college careers. She's been through so much with adversity, tearing her ACL, coming back from that, being a first-round draft pick, winning a national champion, going to the Final Four multiple occasions, being the Big East Player of the Year. I can go on with Paige Bueckers in her NCAA career. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I think to just disrespect Caitlyn and to sit here and say that Paige Bueckers is better when Paige Bueckers only played 5 games into her professional career,
and that's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need because you understand. You guys look at it as far as what she does, as far as scores, all that shit. I look at the skill. Her skill set is 100 times better than Caitlyn Clark's. It's just that simple. I can't help the fact that you guys can't see that.
It will take more than Paige Bueckers' skill set for Dallas Wings to be a playoff caliber team because it takes more than one player. But we look at Indiana, we have Aaliyah Boston, we have Keon Mitchell, we have multiple pieces on this Indiana Fever team that they got 3 players averaging over 18 points right now.
Look,
what are you talking about?
No, what are you talking about?
Talking about?
I'm not sitting there talking about who's
You're
on
sitting
her
here
team.
saying that
I didn't say anything about teams. I said about skill set.
So 5 games in, 5 games in, 5 games in.
What part do you guys don't understand? Skill set.
5 games in has gave you the analysis to believe that Paige Bueckers got a better skill set than Caitlyn Clark, who's in year 2 in WNBA. And
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if she played 5 years in WNBA. She doesn't have Paige Bueckers' skill set. And it's just that simple. She don't. She don't.
Almighty.
She doesn't have it.
So what does
she needs it? She needs Paige Bueckers' skill set. She needs it.
What does Paige have skill set wise that Caitlyn doesn't?
Everything except the shooting. Everything. Caitlyn Clark plays like you.
Bullshit.
Yes, she does. Stiff as hell. Like a robot.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
One thing Caitlyn's got for me is my 3-point shooting. That she does.
Stiff 3-point shot. The stiff 3-point shot.
Caitlyn can push the ball. Caitlyn can dribble up the floor. Caitlyn can get downhill, getting to the basket and finishing at the basket. Caitlyn Clark can do that.
And they playing heavy defense, do 94 feet.
Clark contributes in multiple ways for her team. Come on, man.
You guys, look. How many years?
I get the skill set's not good enough to lead the WNBA in assists, right?
What's that?
She have a good enough skill set to lead the league in assists, right?
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Okay. How is she able to have an average of nine assists a game?
Getting her teammates involved.
How? See, I'm just gonna ask you a question.
Drawing double teams, collapse the defense. That's if she wasn't that good, she wouldn't be doing all those things. Why is she drawing double teams?
Why is she drawing double teams?
Because she's the fucking best player on the floor.
No. Why is she drawing double teams?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you the question. You guys are the coaches, so why is she drawing double teams? Why?
Go ahead, Bryant.
Because she looked good? Is it like
good?
Yeah, but why? You tell me why.
I just said she's the best player on the floor.
No, that's not telling me why. Tell me why. It's the scenarios. So you got to think like I think. You got to think like Coach Rick. Why does she draw double teams? Why does one defense sends another player to double Caitlyn Clark? Why?
To get the ball out of her hands.
Yeah, why?
To force someone else on her team to beat her.
But why?
I'm not going to keep going down this rabbit hole.
Because she's one of the best shooters out there, and she can shoot from down near half court. So you have to do that. If she can't shoot, would you do that? No.
She can shoot.
I know she can. If she can't, you wouldn't have to overcompensate her from her scoring. You wouldn't have to do it. You wouldn't have to. That's stupid freaking basketball. Why would you do that? It makes no sense.
I just don't agree with your analysis of Paige Bueckers 5 games in.
You don't have to agree with it.
You're right.
Because I got the rings to prove it. You don't have to agree with it because I got the rings to prove it. Coming from a guy who doesn't even watch the WNBA. But you got all the answers now. Basketball is basketball. He's got all the answers. Basketball is basketball. Regardless, I watched a couple of games and I saw what I saw.
Two.
Well, a couple is two.
2 games.
Yes. I watched a couple of games. It is what it is. I saw what I saw, and that's all I need. Do I know how to stop her? Absolutely. But everybody else is doing the same thing. So why are they doing it? I'm not negating that she's a great shooter. No question. But what else does she get? That's it. She alters defenses. She's the best at it. She alters defenses. She can score if any place on the corner, except for the corners.
Damn right.
Except for the corners. She can shoot her ass off. Right. There's no question. But what's that? Absolutely not. She can't. I said it. I said skill set. Everything else is better than Caitlyn Clark's. I said this over and over again. She doesn't have her scoring ability, but everything else is better.
Right on time. Right on time. You right on time.
Oh yeah, I know I am.
On time.
I know I am.
Because as much as I want to continue with this conversation, and again, I'm not disrespecting Paige Bueckers. I'm not disrespecting Caitlyn Clark. I just think it's a little bit too early to start these conversations of comparing the two.
Oh, the hell
Paige
is not.
Bueckers is only 5 games into her professional WNBA career. I just think it's too early, because if that's the case, it would be the same thing like you're saying that, well, it's not good enough to put Anthony Edwards in the same conversation with Michael Jordan. But that's the comparison that they're talking about, right? That's the conversation they're having, right? All right, then.
Hold on.
Right,
I'm not done. You brought it up again. They're having a conversation. They've been having that conversation for like 1 or 2 years. I said, don't put him in that conversation yet. He's not proven. But Anthony Edwards is a great player. He just can't get him past that hump yet, like
He's
Michael.
not proven.
He hasn't proven it yet.
Of course, winning matters. Winning matters.
But he needs help. He needs help. I know he needs help.
And Paige needs help in Dallas, too.
Yeah, of course he needs help, but it has nothing to do with that damn skill set.
All right,
That's
folks. You know what we do every week.
Going back to other players.
No, man. You
Caitlyn Clark
sense. You got to make it make sense.
Sucks.
You can't be biased. You can't blend the two. You got to be a realist on both sides of the ball.
I am real. And Caitlyn Clark she can shoot her ass off, but her skill set is terrible.
You know what? Let's go.
And Angel Reese, you guys keep blowing up Angel Reese. I think she sucks too.
All right, look.
I've watched a lot of her games, and I think she really sucks. And she's in Chicago, and I don't think she's athletically gifted at all. I think she's just a big ass girl that has long arms that can rebound. That's it.
I don't think you can build it. I don't think if Angel Reese is going to be your number one player to go win me a game or to go be the leader on the floor, I don't think that's her game. I think she needs another Robin with her to that helps her game elevate, because she has to do a lot on her own right now for Chicago. And that's why Chicago is losing, because you can't play through Angel Reese.
Why you keep hype? Why do they keep hyping her up like she's the best thing in sliced fucking bread?
I think those talks have calmed down. I think they've calmed down. And they haven't. They haven't. The comparison is between Caitlyn and Angel. Can Angel get Chicago to the WNBA Finals by herself? That's not been the conversation at all.
No, I didn't say it was, but I'm saying between Angel and Caitlyn Clark, they keep hyping these two up, and Angel is not even that damn good. For what? She's not that damn good.
I'm not disagreeing.
I know you're not.
We get along on something, finally.
Yeah, I know you're not. So I could be right on this one, but I'm wrong on the other one.
I just disagree with your assessment of the comparison.
You can disagree with it at all time. Just like they sit there with Cat when he played at St. Joe's. We played at St. Joe's, and I'm going to say it over and over again. He scored average 20-something points a game. I shut his ass down to 7. Because why? I watch film like a crackhead. Did I watch Caitlyn Clark? I watched her all last year. And this year, I watched 2 games. Yeah.
So
I watched it all last year.
I tell you what.
Because Hawkins and I were talking every day. He was annoying with, you got to watch it. So I finally broke in. I said, all right, let me just start watching this shit. I was like, she can shoot her ass off. I was like, God damn, she shoots from fucking half court. You only have to play. So I said, team's going to have to adjust defensively to play against her because her range is just sick. Okay. But then now, she, I want to get politically correct on her skill set. I swear to God I do.
No,
but Larry Bird has more of a skill set than she does.
You waiting for Hawk to come on so you could break it down?
Hawkins is not coming on here.
Look, why don't we go to a game this year and let's support the WNBA, because I know I'm going this year. So let's go see a game.
Yeah, I don't care.
Liberty versus Fever, or Wheels Up to Indiana, or Wheels Up to Vegas for the Aces versus the Fever, something. So we could put you in person to see Caitlyn Clark, and who knows? We'll have to do a take from the game.
That's fine. That's fine.
So America, just a FYI, public service announcement, or for your information. Every week we do a interesting few segments before we signed off, and Coach Garvin's hot take is one of them. This week he has a very interesting hot take that he's going to give. What I will say before he gives his take is that these two have met in high school. They've been dating throughout this young brother's career, from his time at Jackson State to his time at Colorado. There was no prenup announced, but Coach Garv, it's time for your hot take. So, America, may God be with us.
All right. See, I got to get these names right, you know what I mean? Because I know Travis Hunter, I can get his name right, but yeah, his wife, his wife, Liana de la Fuente.
There you go.
See, that's from being down it. That's from being down in East Side for a long time. I can kind of pronounce those names. You see that? Those skills. You see that skill set step in?
He is. We don't want to talk about skill set.
For Fuente. So Miss Fuente and Travis
sounds like it's a cigar I smoke.
Yeah, it does.
La Fuente.
Travis Hunter is a complete idiot. I love the kid. He's a great kid. But I can slap the living shit out of his advisors, his parents, and everybody else in his circle. Because getting married with 30 mil in your pocket, guaranteed money, buying your wife a $200,000 or $350,000 ride. And I understand that you are a high school sweetheart and you roll over into college or whatever it may be. But there's no way in hell I'm getting married at 22 years old. Think about the numbers. Since everybody want to be a numbers guy, think about these numbers. He's probably going to live until, let's say, 80 years old. Monty, what's 80 minus 22? It's 58. He's going to be with this woman for 58 fucking years. Have you lost your mind? Flowers die and come back, and they don't come back the same. That money, I swear to you, money changes people. And you know how when women they get basketball wives and football wives, it's a whole different ball game. And I can't marry someone that's sitting in a house while you chilling in a car waiting on your boo and she turning up inside with a bunch of men around it. I'm just not going to do it. And the magnitude of Travis and him flying all over the place. See, I know what's at these hotels. I know what goes on behind the closed doors, and I'm not going to put it out there. But my guy, I know you are a closed, niche, focused guy, and you don't go out and you don't party. It's going to be around you. You better do like the boxers do. You better protect yourself at all times. But without getting a prenup, you're in some trouble. You're going to be walking on eggshells. And I hate to be in that type of situation, especially being in NFL. Your wife and the husband and wife ceremonies, all that stuff is going to be just like the NFL. Not for long. I hope it lasts long, but God, 30 million, there's no way. I would have waited until I retired and then did the do. You could have dated. It's no difference. You had time. You should have used it. Now, you still have a little bit of time. You better figure this out and figure this out quick. Because God forbid, 10 years from now, if it gets to there, you're done, son. And if you have another couple kids, you're really done. You're going to be one of those 60% of the NFLs broke. And and I'm going to pray for you. I hope it works. God, God forbid if it doesn't, but I hope it works. But man, you have to protect yourself, son. And I hope that you have some clauses in there. I hope you have all this stuff going on because everyone's talking about it. I don't want to be one to talk about it, but I'm talking as a black father. No bueno. You didn't protect yourself. And I wish you the best.
Well, not that in my opinion matters. I'm not experienced in that world. But one thing I do fear, and that's I've yet to been down that road. I've yet to have even had those conversations. All praise to the good Lord. But I'll be damned if I marry a chick or a woman, sorry, eventually when I get to that level of status financially. And I would be damned if I get married and a woman divorced me and take half my shit. Because, as they say, it's cheaper to keep her. But the longer you go in that marriage, the more that you know when you ring up that register and you get your total number before you check out or cash out, it only goes up. And just from being around a lot of experienced men who have lived that divorce life or are currently going through it, that shit will kill you. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally kill you. And if children are involved, you might as well give her a checkbook. You might as well just give her the checkbook. Give her the checkbook, give her the house, give her all the alimony, give her the cars. If he was smart, which I may plan to do when that time comes for me, I will put everything in my mom's name. So when you divorce me, I hope I never get divorced. And you try to take half my shit, Monty Moss ain't nothing in his name. They ain't got nothing.
I hope he did that now.
A Polish Spring water bottle and some Ritz crackers. That's all I got, baby. That's all I got. There you go. I wish the brother nothing but success. Being drafted number 2 right now. What I will say, just from an observation, he is on cloud 9. He's high right now in that roller coaster. He's trending up. He's had a phenomenal year at Colorado, being a top 5 draft pick, going number 2. Everything that comes with that. Life is great right now. With his girlfriend, now the fiance, then married. Everything is going the right way. And, you see the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've already said that they plan to play him on both sides of football. That's something that he's been advocating that he wants to do. When he gets into the NFL for whatever organization, Jacksonville is going to give him the opportunity. So right now, you can't tell him nothing. And he deserves it to feel this way he's feeling, because that feeling in life is rare. If you have the opportunity to have that feeling of rather love and success in your career and being where you want to be, and knowing that, you're going to be the star for this team and the money's there, everything's going good. But in marriages, things go bad. Rather a year in, 2 years, 5, 10, 15, whatever. I mean, you got people that be divorced that married for over 40 years and they get divorced. Why? Shit, who knows? I mean, Travis is a loving guy. It looks like he loves hard. And even when the media was coming out and saying all these things about him, after his girlfriend was caught on video dancing on another guy, he backed her in, and all the stuff that she used to do prior, he backed her in. So he stood 10 toes down for his lady, and I give him that. But I think you're standing 10 toes down for the wrong lady. And I hope your marriage lasts 100 years. I don't wish divorce on anybody. That's a headache that I don't want anyone to go through. But Travis, not also do you got to show up on the football field every Sunday and the pressure and the expectations that comes with that. You also got to show up as a husband. But yet, do you know how to be a husband? Do you have the capabilities of a husband? Do you give husband tendencies? You both are young. You have a lot to figure out. And I mean, yeah, you're young. You got the money. Everything's going good. But there's a lot of growing pains because 22 and 23, shit. I don't think I could have got married at 22. I fuck that. I ain't got nothing. But shit, we'll get married with what's those ring poppers? See you on the beach. Will you marry me? Here's a red ring popper, baby. I love you. Mwah. Kisses. Goodbye. But it's interesting, Brian. We shall see what happens with Travis Hunter in this. But it's just one of those things where I get it. Stand for what you believe in. Fight for what you believe in. I'm an advocate of that. You're in love. Okay, cool. But when you got your camp, Deion Sanders, parents, even he deactivated his social media, and then with his endorsements and his sponsors, he had to bring it back after everything went viral with his girl being caught on video. I mean,
and got married right after it.
I mean, they got engaged in February of 2024, and fast forward to May of 2025, they're married.
The crazy thing about it, and this may be a little funny, they had on social media on Instagram, and I was dying laughing. They said Travis Hunter looked like Wanda and Jamie Foxx, yo.
Come on, man. Come on, man. What you say? What you say? He look like
Wanda.
hey, shit. He like one of those fucking Alien versus Predator creatures and shit, man. Fucking dreads locked to the back.
Oh my God! Man.
Come on, don't do that, man. We don't tear down other black men. We build them up.
I just had to, I saw that today, and I was in tears because he was out there dancing, and they put Wanda picture right there, and I was only thing that came to my mind is the In Living Color skits. I just couldn't. Oh my God, I couldn't hold it. That had me in tears all day today. I couldn't believe it, man. I just couldn't believe it. Oh, that was funny. But it's all good love. We love you, Travis. Have a good year, man.
Best, bro. Have a great year for Jack.
Great year.
Boy, does Trevor Lawrence need you more than ever.
I ain't lying.
Ooh, boy, I tell you.
I thought Trevor would be better than what he is, but man, I bust on that one.
They gave Trevor all that money. They need you now, brother.
Yeah.
They need you now, man.
Doubt.
It's
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That's just hilarious. That was good. Let's get into it with the rewind of the week. On this week's edition of Rewind of the Week. We get into Mets and Dodgers series recap. I want to give a special shout out to my brother Sean and my brother Ty, who two diehard Dodgers fans, as well as my brother Calc Smooth, my OG. But it was good to see my Mets spank the Dodgers' ass this weekend, 2-1 on the series. Friday, the Mets lost 7-5. Saturday with a 5-2 win victory. And Sunday closing out the series 3-1. Mets are currently on a 4-game win streak. Right now, we're first in the ERA still and in pitching with averaging over 2.8 runs a game, best in the NMLB. 5th in the league in strikeouts, and we're tied 7th in saves. Shout out to Mr. Diaz, who gets it done. Batting-wise, we're 14th. But the best batting teams in the league, Brian, as you can see, the Dodgers. And look at the Chicago Cubs at number 2 is the best hitting team in the MLB. Love to see it, right?
Yes. Go Cubbies. Yes.
Oh, man. But, man, shout out to the Mets. We're kicking ass and taking names. 2nd place right now in the NL East. I'm not happy about that, losing, giving Philly the first year. But, still early in the season. But the Mets are kicking ass and taking names. But I just wanted to make it my mission to tell my brothers that are Dodgers fans, it was nice spanking that ass. Safe travels back to LA, and we'll see you down the road. Yep, but it's time for gotta get my floss in. Floss and Moss this week. Let's get to it, baby. Public service announcement. This is by far my favorite segment of every episode because I look forward to this episode every week just as much as Bryant looks forward to his hot take. I may not be as hot I am hotter than him. I may not be as good with his hot takes, but Floss with Moss is my own creativity. But I want to give a moment of silence for all those Toronto Maple Leaf fans, including Chris, losing Florida in Game 7. I'm so upset. I'm really sad for Chris and Maple Leafs fans. However, I have the solution. Ready? So I sent Chris a text, our producer, about last week, I think. I said, I got this wild theory, right? I'm going down a rabbit hole. So Edmonton Oilers are from Canada. Florida Panthers are the defending Stanley Cup champions. What is going on right now in the world, right? What is President Trump doing with all this chaos? Tariffs, right? Where are the tariffs also included in? Canada. Check this out. Edmonton Oilers winning does a lot of financial wealth for Toronto and the city of Canada if the Oilers can win the Stanley Cup. Now, flip side, you got the Florida Panthers, who are defending Stanley Cup champions and who took care of the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7. But here is why I am picking, as I put on my Instagram a few days ago, why I have the Edmonton Oilers winning Stanley Cup final. And Chris, if you with me as a Canadian, you would understand. Right now, they're up 3-1 in the series against the Dallas Wings. 4-1 last night at home. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins played phenomenal. Corey Perry is looking like the Corey Perry that we've seen play with Ryan Getzlaf. He had a goal last night and an assist. Connor McDavid, the man who is responsible for beating USA in that fucking cup game a few months ago that I still angry about, but that's a story for another day. Connor McDavid, I'm rooting for you now. Man, this Edmonton Oilers team, Stuart Skinner has been one of the best goalies in this playoff series in the NHL. He's been phenomenal. Last game, Game 4, 28 saves, was big for the Oilers to go back on the road in Game 5 to close it out. We ain't got no time to play any games because Florida's probably going to more than likely take care of business. They're up 3-1 as well. So these two teams get to meet in the Stanley Cup final. They're up 3-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Shout out to Carolina. They've just been that good, but they've had an easy path to get there by beating the garbage New Jersey Devils and the dismantled old Washington Capitals team. And, you know, when you go against the Florida Panthers, just ask them Toronto Maple Leafs. They'll tell you what that was like. And they took them in fucking Game 7. Now, the Oilers are one win away from the Stanley Cup. The Oilers are also tied for the most championships won by any team since the NHL and WHA merger, as well as the most won by any team that joined the league in or after 1967. They have 5 Stanley Cups, 84, 85, 87, 88, and 90, but they haven't won a Stanley Cup since. Let me continue. Since the 2019-2020 season, they lost the qualifying round to my Chicago Blackhawks, who we desperately need some help on the rebuild. Go Blackhawks. 2021 season, they lost in the first round to the Jets. 21-22 season, they lost in the conference finals to the Avalanche. 22-23 season, lost second round to the Vegas Golden Knights. And if you remember that team that year, Vegas was best team in hockey. 2023-2024, guess who they lost to in the Stanley Cup final? The Florida Panthers. Who will have a rematch between these two teams. And I'll put on the record now because I know I can't wait till Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. But if you're a betting man, FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet, Bodegas, wherever you go to bet, put the house on the Edmonton Oilers. This team here, they're not losing twice to the Florida Panthers. And better yet, the city of Canada, the state of Canada, the country of Canada, they need this win more than ever. Why? Because Trump ain't fucking around with Canada. These tariffs are outrageous. I mean, shit, I don't even know if we can go to Canada to do an episode from the studio because they may not let us in. That's how crazy it is. But I love this Edmonton Oilers team. I've been a fan of them since the start of Stanley Cup. I knew that they were a dark horse to come out of the West. And, boy, I tell you, Edmonton Oilers, my pick to win the Stanley Cup. And damn it, this is this week's edition of Floss and Moss, you sons of bitches.
I still can't get past this one thing.
Right. Any last remarks before we sign off on episode 20? Any advice you want to give out there to young black men who are thinking about getting married?
Save yourself. Wait. Financially, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. But if you're gonna do it, save yourself. It's not a business. It's a business, man. Protect your assets at all costs, and the same thing for women too. Protect your assets. I mean, so no, you won't have any issues moving down forward. If you guys build stuff together, then great. But as you build, protect your assets. Financially, we're in a whole different ball game at this point. So everybody's got to protect each other, but don't be like Travis. Just don't do it, because there are future jokes coming up, especially when he starts playing and being on the screen a little bit more. So it's going to be comical. I love my brother, but woo, it makes you question a whole lot of things. And
yes, it does.
Fuentes, that's how you say it, name Fuentes. Fuentes?
La Fuente.
Fuente, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Fuente.
There
you go.
Fuente.
There you go.
Don't do right by my brother. That's all we're going to say.
Too far, too late for that, bro.
Yeah. Well, everybody has a chance to restart.
I love it. Nothing like a fresh start. Nothing like a fresh start. Nothing like it. I love
nothing like a fresh start. So
one thing I will say, dating in this era, is trash.
Hey, you watch that Pop the Balloon show? Oh, my
sure
God.
Do. That show's off the fucking hook. That show is bad.
Oh my God.
If you don't know what today's era of dating looks like from a young perspective like myself and my age bracket, watch that series on YouTube. It's just, it's funny, and I know we getting ready to sign off, but it mind boggles me, right? With women, and I'm not saying all women, I'm being very, just a certain few, they come out with all these goddamn unrealistic standards and unrealistic expectations. I want my man to do this. I want my man to have that. I want my man to make six figures. And it's like, what world do you live in?
Yeah, I always ask this question. I sit there and say, all right, you want a man that makes six figures, 100K, right? I said, so what would you take? A man that make 100K or a man that make 68K in cash? They can never answer it. And the answer to it is that you should take the guy that's 68 cash, because the one at 100K is pretty much the same thing.
After taxes.
It doesn't make any difference.
The funny thing is, Bryant, a lot of these women, or some women, I can't say all, because I don't want to be attacked by black women. I'm an advocate for black beauty and black women. And my Latinas and my Portuguese and my Brazilians and my whites and my Chinese and my Japanese. I like all of them. God knows I do. But damn it, you have to stop living in social media. The shit is fake. It does not exist. It's a fucking fantasy. And the music industry doesn't make it any better in terms of women artists.
And we're going to have the entertainment piece coming up here soon.
Yeah.
Once we get a date with our guy, your guy and my guy, with Brother D Nice, and we go have some other artists come on. I can't wait for that segment. That's going to be a pretty good one. And also the boxing thing that's coming up the end of June 25th. We're gonna have boxing on here as well, live. It'll be live. So that's going to be.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Why?
Don't you know build up? Don't you know promos? Don't you know the storyline?
This is building it up, because if we don't promote it, nobody is going to be here. It's the build up. It's coming.
Tonight's episode has been brought to you by
Wanda.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. We'll be getting in trouble. We'll get a fucking letter to your house. I don't want no trouble. Oh, man. Great episode, Bryant. It was good to be side by side with you virtually. Good episode. Episode 20 weeks in. Small wins matter. Small wins matter. Give ourselves some grace. Shout out to our team on what they do, the work they put in and week out. It's a grind. To all our guests that have come on and our guests that get ready to come on with the month of June. June, we have a fucking hot lineup for you guys. I promise it's gonna be epic. And we're just on the grind, keep this train rolling. So, but if you haven't, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at @the_GSC3, as well as follow us on all social media platforms at @the_GSC3. We are on every platform, as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify, wherever you can get your audio podcasts from. I want to give a special thank you, as I always do each and every week, to our guy, our brother, our Canadian brother. Let's go Edmonton Oilers, motherfucker. Chris, who does this thing each and every week for us, directing this thing from start to finish. He's the brains behind the scenes. He makes this look what it is. He makes us look good. And, his creativity and his professionalism always speaks week in and week out. But we don't have any guests, but we return next week with two great guests, folks. Two great guests. Former NFL player, Mr. Reggie Brown. If you don't know who Reggie Brown is, you better, in the Great Words of Shaq, Google him. And another good brother who is a member of High End Cigars. Shout out to my High End family. Chad, who is a very interesting character who, by the way, Brian, this is the type of guy he is. He put Kobe Bryant, number 11, on grades of all time. And you know what player he put in front of Kobe at number 8 in particular? Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, my God. He has lost his rabbit mind.
Episode 20 in the books.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
That's going to be.
Thank you for, we're going to say this for next week. Promo, build up. Chad, your candy ass belongs to me next week. And if you come on here talking any jabroni foolishness and Kobe disrespect, I promise you I won't be nice. And I might get kicked off our own damn platform too. Because one thing I don't tolerate is Kobe disrespect. But putting him at number 11 on the greatest all-time list and putting Isaiah Thomas in front of him, we'll see you guys next week. Rewind, episode 20. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. Enjoy the NHL playoffs. Looks like we got our finals preview, Thunder and Indiana Pacers, as well as the NHL rematch, Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers. We'll see you guys next week.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed.
What?
And now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed. And now that you haters is running from me,